Always important to get that cough in after you hit hello on the stream. The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. You'd think I'd know what buttons to hit by now. Good evening, happy Monday to you. My name is Ron Checkett. Welcome to the live broadcast. And if you're watching this on YouTube, well, it could be a Monday, I suppose, but it probably won't be when it goes up. We got ourselves a good one tonight. The Milwaukee Brewers are 59-43. The Baltimore Orioles are 59-45. And they start a rather important midweek series as we play the games of the 2nd of August, 1978. The Brewers are one game out of the New York Yankees for second place in the American League East, and the Baltimore Orioles are 2 games behind the Yankees in third place in the American League East. And so these two teams who started the season playing against each other find themselves with 8 weeks to go, having to knock each other out and chase the Yankees at the same time. And in order to do that, you got yourself just 2 of the best pitchers in baseball. You got Jim Palmer going for the Orioles. He's 11-7. And you got Mike Caldwell going for the Brewers, who I believe is looking for his 18th win. We'll tell you that in a minute anyway. So that's it. It should be a decent pitching matchup between these two teams. Both teams looking for win number 60, game number 103 for the Brewers, and 105 for the Orioles. Temperature is 82. But the bad news is it's raining here in Baltimore. And while both pitchers can go the distance, any rain delay is going to turn this into a bullpen game. Hopefully the rain won't get too hard. Hopefully the pitchers do what you expect them to do. And hopefully you enjoy this as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball Replay 1978. Tonight, from Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Jim Palmer and the Baltimore Orioles take on Mike Caldwell and the Milwaukee Brewers. And our game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the internet for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. So, Jim Palmer takes his warm-up tosses. He is 11-7 on the year with a 2.48 ERA. This is his 25th start of the season. He has 14 more to go. Against the Brewers, he's gone once. 7 1/3 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5 in a loss. His last start was against the Angels on the 28th of July. A loss. He only went 6 innings, allowed 11 hits, 7 runs, all earned. He didn't walk anybody and struck out 3. The time before that, 5 days earlier against the Twins, he was knocked out in the 2nd inning. He only went an inning and a third before giving up 8 hits, 7 runs. So, despite those 2 setbacks and 2 straight losses, he's thrown 181 and a third innings, 146 hits, 11 homers, 56 runs, 50 earned. He walked 49 and has struck out so far 87. But he's watched his ERA go from 186 on July 19th to 248 going in the game tonight. And he throws the fastball at 86, and he is a ground ball pitcher. And here's the lineup he'll face. Robin Yount leads off at short for Milwaukee. Don Money will bat second and play second. Larry Heisel is in left field. He'll bat third. Cecil Cooper back in the lineup for the Brewers. He's a DH. He'll clean up. Sixto Lescano in right will bat fifth. Ben Ogilvie at first will bat sixth. That's interesting. Sal Bando at third will hit seventh. Gorman Thomas in center goes eighth. And Charlie Moore, the catcher, will bat ninth. Defensively for Baltimore, Andres Mora is a 5 and a 4 in left. Carlos Lopez a 5 and an 8 in center. Kenny Singleton a 6 and a 7 in right. Doug DeCinces a 7 at third. Mark Belanger is a 10 at short. Rich Dower a 6 at second. Eddie Murray a 6 at first. And Rick Dempsey a 5 and a 7 behind the plate. Yount, or Spicoli, if you watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High, steps in at 294, 7 homers and 37 RBI. And this game starts with a fly ball to right center. Lopez is there, 1 away. That brings up Don Money at 284, 10 homers and 42 RBI. Said raining out, wind blowing out at 8 miles an hour to left field. Field is soggy, and since we're into August and they share the stadium with the Colts, it's going to get chopped up. Pitch to Money, struck him out. So Palmer got him on an 0-2 on the inside part of the plate. Larry Heisel at the plate for Milwaukee. Larry at 307. 28 homers and 71 RBI. Palmer's ready. Here's the pitch. Into right center, Lopez is there, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. The Brewers go in order in the first. Why in the world is Mark Belanger leading off? Anyway, Milwaukee nothing. Here comes Baltimore. Mike Caldwell is 13 and 6 with an ERA of 2.49. He's making his 22nd start of the year. He's already had 17 complete games. I don't think you had that in the National League all last year. He has not pitched, believe it or not, against Baltimore this year, and his name is Mr. Warmth. I'd tell my Madam Speaker to play the theme for Don Rickles, but I'm sure it'll get copyright struck. He last pitched. How you doing, Todd B? I'm doing well. Yourself? He last pitched against the Angels on the 27th of July. 9 innings. In fact, the last time he didn't go at least 8 or 9 innings was May 19th against the Angels. He went 7 2/3 that night. Anyway, against the Angels, he went 9 innings on the 27th. 12 hits. 4 runs, 3 earned. Didn't walk anybody and struck out 2. Yeah, well, rare Monday night stream. And so Todd B's on vacation. Good for you. Anyway, Mr. Caldwell has thrown 177 innings. Allowed 174 hits. 6 homers. 58 runs, 49 earned. He's walked 34 and struck out 72. He's a fastball pitcher at 85 and a ground ball plus. Just the 1 plus, not a plus. Pitcher. His last loss came to Cleveland, Todd, on June 18th. I'm sorry, Seattle on June 23rd. Because I can really read a chart. Here's a lineup that he'll face. Mark Belanger, of all people, lead off at short. Rich Dower will bat second and play second. Kenny Singleton in right will hit third. Eddie Murray cleans up at first. Lee May, the DH, will bat fifth. Doug DeCinces at third will bat sixth. Andres Mora in left will go seventh. Carlos Lopez in center will hit eighth. This is not a great lineup for Baltimore, by the way. And Rick Dempsey behind the plate will bat ninth. Jim Palmer threw 14 pitches in the first. Oh, is that tonight? The Vin Scully Greatest Hits program. I'll have to watch that. because I don't like Vin or anything. You can't tell that. How you doing, Big Clue? Belanger at 223, no homers and 22 RBI. 8 to 10 Eastern. That should be fun. So, thanks for joining us. Belanger is ready. Caldwell delivers, and there's a ground ball to Ogilvy. Ben goes to the bag at first for 1 out. They'll re-air it over and over and over again for sure. And it's Vinny. I mean, you'd watch it over and over and over again. I'd even watch the part about Game 6 of the 86 World Series over and... Well, no, I really can't. Larry Heisel, by the way, is in left. He's a 6 and a 4. Gorman Thomas is 7 and a 4 in center. Sixto Lascano is a 9 and 8 in right. Sal Bando is 6 at third. Robin Yount an 8 at short. Don Money is a 6 at second. Ben Ogilvy a 4 at first. I don't remember Ben playing first. They had Cooper for that. And Charlie Mora, 5 and a 6 behind the plate. Caldwell, by the way, is an 8 on the mound. And yeah, there's no baseball this year. If they win, it's an interesting question. Big Clue. If they win in 86, we're talking about the Red Sox here. Dower, by the way, at 239, a homer and 26 RBI. Maybe Roger stays in Toronto and never dons the pinstripes? No, I think Clemens wanted to win, and I don't think it was just a one-time thing. Pitch to Dower is a ground ball to Money over to first, and that's an out. I think Clemens found some prescriptions in Toronto and turned him back into a 20-game winner. Kenny Singleton is at 291. Speaking of Yankees I like, 18 homers and 41 RBI. Caldwell from this Wine throws ball 4. So Singleton goes high and inside on the full count. And there's a 2-out walk. Eddie Murray at 292. 18 homers. My nose now itches like crazy. And 76 RBI. When does Lorenzo find his prescriptions? I don't know. Is Cody still in minor league ball? That one I don't know either, Todd. Pitch to Murray is a ground ball up the middle. Caldwell stabs it, throws it over to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits. The Orioles strand a runner. And after one, Milwaukee nothing, Baltimore nothing. So Cooper, Lascano, and Ogilvy to face Palmer here in the second. Palmer has not pitched well if he joined us late, giving up 14 earned runs his last 2 starts. Cooper at 288, 5 homers and 24 RBI. Pitch to Cooper is a ground ball right back to Palmer. Over to Murray for the out. That was a comebacker, and Palmer snared it. Here's Lascano, Sixto at 279, 11 homers and 46 RBI. Noontime baseball for you tomorrow. I can't remember off the top of my head who's playing, but we'll go back to noon tomorrow and through Friday. Pitch to Sixto is a ground ball to short. Belanger deep in the hole over to Murray for the out. Brings up Ogilvy at 270, 8 homers and 30 RBI. He played first a lot. I honestly don't remember Ben Ogilvy playing first. Does it say? Where would it say? He played 11 times at first base. Okay. And now you know. Two out. Well, 11 times in 78. 2 out, nobody on top the second. No score. Pitch to Ogilvy is a fly ball left center field. Lopez goes back, battles the raindrops, and makes the catch on the track. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. So May, DeCinces, and Mora to face Caldwell here in the second. Pitch to May, I forgot to read the numbers. Popped up left side. Yount 1 out. Base hitting 247. DeCince's hitting 250, by the way. That picture from Doug is taken in Oakland. I know that. 19 homers and 58 RBI. Caldwell from the wind, and there's a little looper in the left center field. That's a base hit. DeCince will hold at first. And that's the first base runner for anybody so far. Here's Andres Mora at 174. 5 homers and 11 RBI. And again, that picture, that's off a baseball card, and that's taken in Oakland. Could always tell, even though I believe that's the home whites he's wearing. Usually the Topps pictures in the 70s were either taken in Oakland, San Francisco, or Yankee Stadium, or Shea Stadium. And so imagine that on your baseball card trip. By the way, even though you're not going to wear the jersey, would you wear your white top? Would you wear your home top even though you're in Oakland? Pitch to Mora is a ground ball, base hit right side. And so Money did not make a good play at that. And there's 1 out and 2 on. So DeCince on second, Mora on first. Milwaukee 2 ahead in the loss column and a game back of the Yankees in second place in the American League East. Lopez at 163, 2 homers and 6 RBI. Base hit up the middle. Thomas will pick it up. DeCince will hold it third. Station to station baseball. And that brings up Rick Dempsey at 219. 5 homers and 31 RBI. So DeCince on third, Mora on second, Lopez on first. Pitch to Dempsey is a fly ball left field. That'll get a run in. Heisel will pick it up. DeCince scores on the sac fly, and it's 1-0 Baltimore. 2 out for Belanger, who's 0 for 1. So Caldwell threw 9 batters, 25 pitches, an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, a walk, and no strikeouts. Belanger's 0 for 1. Mora and Lopez on base. 2 out. Bottom of the second. Got away from Mora, and everybody will hold up. So it's no wild pitch because nobody advanced. So a ball and 2 strikes to Belanger. Mr. Weaver and the Chesterfields are not real happy in the birdie dugout. Pitch to Mart is into shallow left center. Thomas rides the Schwinn, and that will retire the side. The Orioles leave on 2. They get a run on 3 hits and no errors. After 2, it's 1-0 Baltimore. So Bando, Thomas, and Moore. Sal at 291, 7 homers and 40 RBI. It's a half game out for Milwaukee, and Baltimore is 1.5 out. Yankees and Red Sox are playing as we speak. Red Sox and Cleveland are 9.5 back. Al and I were talking today. We can't believe that Boston is that bad. But here they are. Texas by a game over Kansas City. The Rangers have won 5 straight. Kansas City 1 back, California 3 back, Minnesota 4.5. Pittsburgh and Philly in a flat-footed tie in the National League East. And Lorenzo's breathing into a paper bag as the Dodgers' lead in the West has been shredded to 3 games. Houston 6.5. Big Clue's laughing at that. San Diego 7.5, and San Francisco is at over 500, 8.5 back. Bando at 291, 7 homers, 40 RBI. Ground ball to third. DeCince over to Murray, 1 out. Gorman Thomas, 303, 25 homers, 71 RBI, and he has struck out 88 times. And that is a metric ton Palmer's pitch, and there's a ground ball to third. To Sensei across the way, second verse, same as the first, 2 out. That brings up Charlie Moore. Charlie didn't have the... Boy, there's not a lot of facial hair in these pictures. They had a lot. They were a pretty hirsute or hirsute team. Someone will tell me in the chat or later on how to pronounce that. Moore at 281, 3 homers and 20 RBI. Pitch to Charlie is into left center field. Lopez will go back and make the catch. That will retire the side or the Brewers rather. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Baltimore. Rich Dower's 0 for 1. In that picture, it looks like he's posing for his David Soul album cover. Don't give up on us, baby. We'll still come true. All right. Big ballpark tonight here in Baltimore. Home runs, lefties a -1% chance, and the righties a -6%. Batting average -4, or home runs rather, -14 for the lefties and -20 for the righties. So it's going to take a poke to get one out of here tonight. Pitch to Dower is a liner to left. Heisel dives and makes the catch. Knew where to play him. He knew where the wind was going, right to left at 8 miles an hour. And did his job. 1 out for Kenny Singleton, who walked his first time up. So wet night. Now down to a light rain here. But the field is pretty soaked. Pitch to Singleton. Into right center. Thomas goes back, and there's 2 out. Brings up Eddie Murray, who's 0 for 1. Don't expect the computer to pull Caldwell. He had, the last time he didn't throw a complete game, or at least 8 innings, was the middle of May. Base hit left side. Yeah, Dove couldn't get there. 4th hit for Baltimore. Brings up Lee May, who's 0 for 1. Heck, all these pictures from Baltimore, I think, were taken, maybe not Palmer's, at Oakland Coliseum. Pitch to May is a ground ball up the middle. Yount flips it to Money covering, and he indeed was Money. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 3, Baltimore 1, Milwaukee nothing. So that brings up Yount, who's 0 for 1. Palmer, a perfect 3 on 35 pitches for 9 batters and a strikeout. Deals to Yount, and there goes the no-hitter because it jinxed it. And Mora misplayed it, and Yount will go to second. So it was a single, and Mora went to pick it up and dropped it. So a single and an error, an E7. So the Brewers have the tying run at the plate for Money, who's struck out. First and only strikeout for Palmer so far. Pitch to Money is a bunt. I didn't realize he was a 10. He bunts it foul, and the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Well, I'm surprised they would do that because Yount, being an 8 speed at second, could score on a single. Pitch to Money. Fly ball left field. Mora has it for the out. 1 out for Heisel, who's 0 for 1. That is true. Big clue. It is a shame that Banks, Ernie Banks, Norm Cash, and Don Money were never teammates. And it's also a shame that Steve Christmas never played for the Padres. You know why? Because then he could have been Father Christmas. Pitch to Heisel is a ground ball to third. To Sensei across the way, and that's an out. So Yount remains on second. 2 out for Cooper, who's 0 for 1. You can groan at that. That's worth groaning at. Pitch to Cooper is a fly ball to left. Mora is there, and that will retire the side. No runs, a hit, and an error all on the same play, but it does not matter. Milwaukee at least gets a hit. They strand a runner, but after 3.5, it's still Baltimore 1, Milwaukee nothing. DeCinces, Mora, and Lopez to bat here in the bottom of the 4th inning. DeCinces singled and scored his first time up in the 2nd. I don't think I read you his numbers, did I? 252 now, 19 homers and 58 RBI. Big Clue, not a great fan of Palmer's, but what's your rooting interest in the Orioles, Big Clue? Pitch to DeCinces is a ground ball to Bando over to first for the out. Here's Mora. Andreas is 1 for 1. He singled. He just likes the O's from the Weaver years. And they are in the American League East. I'm partial to another team in the American League East. Mora singled his first time up. Ground ball to Yount. Second verse, same as the first. And that's an out. And, yep, anybody but the Yankees for sure. Here's Carlos Lopez. He singled. Caldwell winds and deals. Struck him out. He got him on an 0-2 looking. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 4, it's the Orioles 1, the Brewers nothing. So Lescano, Ogilvie, and Bando to face Palmer here in the 5th. And nope, you really can't. You know, it's funny. Al, Red Sox fan, and I were chatting today about that, about Action PC in the 78. He's having a tough time getting the Red Sox to do anything in 77. And, of course, they have, you know, pooped the bed, so to speak, in 78. Lescano's 0 for 1. Palmer deals, and there's a high fly ball to left center and gone. There wasn't a blessed thing that Mora could do, and Lescano has made it a 1-1 game. Here's the pitch. Mora he went back, but all he could do was turn and watch it go. And so we're tied at 1. Yeah, Al's twin brother is Al Pacino. And the Irishman. I'll have to take a look. It looks just like him. Hoo-ah! Anyway, so we were talking about how the Red Sox tend to underperform for us. Which, as Red Sox fans, I mean, that is Al's name. Wind blowing out to right center now at 8 miles an hour. That we just can't get them to do anything. And it's not like that other teams in this replay that did well in real life are struggling. Everyone else is doing what they're supposed to do. All at the expense of the Boston Red Sox. Ogilvie's 0 for 1. To short, Belanger over to Murray. He better hurry, and Ogilvie beat it out. So that was just kind of a slow bounder. And Belanger had to wait for the ball to get to him. So that's a nobody out single. The home run from Lescano ties the ball game at 1. Here's Sal Bando. He's 0 for 1. And that's in the left center field. Sal's going for 2. The throw to Dower's not in time. So Ogilvie, the go-ahead run is on third. Bando is on second for Gorman. Thomas is 0 for 1. Lorenzo, yep, it's a good game. 1-1, top the 5th. Nobody out. Palmer retired the first 9 batters. And then Lescano, well, there was a hit before that. Yount single to start the 4th, and Lescano with a solo shot to start the 5th. Grounder to 3rd, DeCinces will concede the run. Throws to first. Ogilvie scores. It's 2-1 Milwaukee. Remember, the Yankees and Red Sox are playing at the same time. And we'll find out that game score after we're done here. Charlie Moore is 0 for 1. Bando stays on second. 2-1 Milwaukee. Top the 5th, 1 out. Moore up the middle, Dower stabs it, throws to Murray. Bando goes to third. Moore is retired, 2 out. And that'll bring up Robin Yount. Third time through now, 18 batters deep for Palmer, 62 pitches, 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, the solo shot to Lescano, and a strikeout. Yount had a single to start the fourth. He was the first base runner for Milwaukee. Palmer deals, base hit right field. Singleton cuts it off, and it's 3-1. And that'll bring up Money, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Palmer deals. Ground ball to Murray. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. 3 runs, 4 hits, and no errors. We're halfway home on a Monday night. Milwaukee 3, Baltimore 1. So if you join us later, flipping around on YouTube when this gets up there. Rick Dempsey with a sac fly in the second. 1-0 Baltimore, and then Milwaukee put 3 up in the fifth. Lescano with a solo shot to make it 1-1, his 12th. Gorman Thomas, a fielder's choice to give the Brewers a 2-1 lead, and Yount with a single to score Sal Bando to make it 3-1. Caldwell 4 hits through 4. And Palmer 5 hits through 5. All 3 runs are earned. So your sister's still around? She's here to help you with your mom. God, 91 years young, and your brother. Hopefully he's feeling better after the bad fall he took on Memorial Day. She got in yesterday. Okay. Hopefully your mom's doing all right. Dempsey is 0 for 1. Is sac fly. I just said that. Had an RBI. Is 32nd. 3-1. Milwaukee in the fifth. That's a base hit into center field. Thomas will pick it up. Dempsey rounds first and holds. 5th hit for Baltimore. A wife went to visit her folks for a few weeks. Got there Saturday. Is she from St. Louis? I know you have family from around St. Louis. You miss her. Caldwell threw 18 batters, 58 pitches, 4 innings, 5 hits, a walk, and a strikeout. Oh, did that finally come out? I bought it, but I haven't updated it yet. Belanger, by the way, is 0 for 2. But that go live? I got to download it. Pitch to Belanger, ball 4. So runners on first and second, nobody out for Dower, who's 0 for 2. I did buy it. I used the Feller code and actually got the upgrade for $19. Caldwell delivers, line drive to Yount. 1 away. I did pick it up when it was on sale, yes. But I forgot to see if the download was live. 77 in a light rain here in Baltimore. Now wind blowing out to center at 8. Here's Singleton. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. So the tying run on first is Belanger. And Singleton hits this one to third. Bando steps on the bag himself. Throws it across the way to Ogilvy. No, sir. 2 out. Nope, but her hometown is the same as a famous active player. His dad was her oh, cool. His dad was her hitting instructor. Softball or baseball for her. Here's Murray, and he's 1 for 2. So Singleton down the tying run at first. Belanger on second. Pitch to Murray, who's 1 for 2, is a fly ball to center. Thomas will track it down, and that will retire the side. Girls high school baseball. Cool. Don't get a lot of girls high school baseball around here. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 5, Milwaukee 3, Baltimore 1. So here's Heisel. He's 0 for 2. Cooper and Lescano to follow. Nor in my experience. Yeah, you are a lucky guy. Softball, of course. They play girls high school. Pitch to Heisel is a little number down to Belanger by the bag at second, over to first for the out. Here's Cooper. He's 0 for 2. Pitch to Cecil is a ground ball to Belanger. Second verse, same as the first, 2 out. Lescano with a solo shot in the 5th. Tied the game at 1. Now 3-1 Milwaukee. Should tell Lorenzo that his wife, that Big Clue's wife, is a big Dodger fan. Who was her favorite player growing up? His pitch struck him out, so Palmer got Lescano to swing and miss on a 1-2 fastball at 88, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Mike Piazza, okay. 5.5 in the books. It's Milwaukee 3, Baltimore 1. I knew she was younger. So Lee May, Doug DeCinces, and Andreas Mora to face Caldwell here in the 6th. It's now raining harder here in Baltimore. May is 0 for 2. Caldwell's pitch popped up left side. Bando into foul territory makes the catch, 1 out. Her favorite player is now Clayton Kershaw. Yeah, it's kind of hard not to like Kershaw. Doug DeCinces 1 for 2. Singled and scored the lone run for Baltimore in the 2nd. This field this picture is courtesy of Clinton Parks, and is from the 1971 World Series. That is Memorial Stadium. I wanted a picture that did not have the replay board in right center. And if you look carefully by Doug DeCinces' name on the bottom right, you can see, if you squint close enough, the Pirate logo from the on-deck circle in that World Series. By the way, the last baseball game to be played before I was born. That counted. Pitch to DeCinces is a ground ball up the middle. Money over to Ogilvie for the out. So 2 out. Nobody on for Andres Mora, who's 1 for 2. Has himself a single. The pitch to third. Bando to Ogilvie, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 7th. Milwaukee 3, Baltimore 1. So Ogilvie, Bando, and Thomas to face Palmer here in the 7th. Palmer digs in the mound trying to find some footing. Ogilvie 1 for 2 with a run scored. He's got a single. And we discovered that Ben Ogilvie did play first base for the Brewers 11 times in '78. To short, Belanger, 1 out. Brings up Bando 1 for 2. Doubled and scored in the 5th. Now Sal, that picture's obviously taken in Oakland, but he was with Oakland at the time. Henceforth, the god-awful Topps airbrushing of the Milwaukee Brewers hat. Pitch to Bando is a line drive to left. Mora is there, 2 out. Speaking of Topps, when was the first year that the Brewers appeared on Topps cards? Not yet. I'll have to look to see when I did that. haven't heard from my mom. So here's Thomas. He's 0 for 2. Nope, wrong answer. Not 1970. Thomas is 0 for 2 with an RBI. Struck him out. So Dempsey fouled it caught the foul ball, and that will retire it. No runs, no hits, stretch time. 3-1 Milwaukee. A thank you to all my Patreons over this tough time. Most of you have stuck with it, and if you didn't, that's quite understandable. But patreon.com/Retro Sports Network. Yep. 1971 is the answer, and for those of you watching on YouTube, it's because they started spring training as the Seattle Pilots and then moved to Milwaukee before the season started. And yet that 71 top set from the year I was born, very tough to put together with all those black borders, and it's very easy to take a black magic marker and fib your way to make those cards look nicer. Carlos Lopez, by the way, is 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out as we start the bottom of the 7th. A fact that you would never hear on a Fortnite stream. Liner in the center. Thomas is there. 1 out. No, I couldn't afford it. I've got because they were in series. It's not like today where, well, today they come out in 2 series or 3 series, but back when I was a kid, they would be a 1 release. But back, I think, until 73, Big Dempsey, by the way, sack fly and a single. He's 1 for 1. Pitch to Dempsey is a ground ball to Ogilvy, and it plays Ben. So Dempsey reaches on the air. In fact, he's going for 2. So Ogilvy dropped it, couldn't find it, and Dempsey took second. Anyway, back to the 71 top set. They were released in like 5 series. And so the last series usually was released at the start of football season. And so they got squeezed out on the store shelves by football cards. And so they were short printed and just weren't, they're hard to get. Who would do such a thing? People who try to put those 71 cards into PSA card holders. That's who would do it. Belanger, by the way, 0 for 2 with a walk. Caldwell threw 27 batters, 91 pitches, 6 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks and a strikeout. And the pitch to Mark is a line drive to Yount, who makes a diving catch and throws to second for the double play. Yount reached in the air. He just kind of put his glove up, made the catch, got his footing, fired it to second to get Dempsey, who was napping off of the bag, and that's a double play. So 6-4 on the DP, and after 7, oh, what a look for Merle. It's 3-1 Milwaukee. That's how you do it. A friend of Big Clues put together a complete 65 set first year he started watching baseball. Took him 7 years, but he did a few. Yeah, you can do them. And if I was to do it, I would do it raw. And by raw, I mean not graded. And if you'd want to grade some cards, then you do so. But raw is going to be... I like the 65 set. 66 I'm not real thrilled with. Started with 100, so cards from his childhood, and then added to it with eBay and trades. Yep. And 75's a nice set. That's the multicolor border. I have in front of me, behind you, the 78 set in a binder. Charlie Moore is 0 for 2. And that's the rain delay. It finally started to rain heavier. And that'll do. We had a 53-minute rain delay in Palmer. And Caldwell want to come out. So hope you enjoyed our baseball card chat over the 53-minute rain delay. And once again, here's Charlie Moore. He's 0 for 2. Moore right back to Palmer, over to Murray for the out. 1 away. Caldwell might not go the distance. He can only go about 12 more pitches. Yep, Rick Dempsey, you missed it. As we were talking about the 1971 top set, Rick Dempsey slid around, ran around the tarp. Earl smoked a carton of Chesterfields, and Jim Palmer posed in his jockey shorts. Palmer threw 27 batters, 7 1/3 innings, 96 pitches, 5 hits, the home run to Lascano in the 5th. All 3 runs are earned, and he has struck out 3. Yount is 2 for 3. He's singled twice and driven in a run. To Dower, in the hole on the right side, over to Murray. Tebow, how are you? 2 out for Money, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. So Dower, Singleton, and Murray, and the best thing for the Orioles is if they can get into that Milwaukee pen. Yep, Rick Dempsey is the original slip and slide. It's not... I'm trying to think. There was a company that made that. It's not Yahoo. Whammo! Mark Forsberg, how are you? I've been postponing assembling a set based on my birth year because a certain Dodger won the MVP that year. Would that be Steve Garvey? Pitch to Money. 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Is a fly ball to right. Singleton in the corner. Makes a good play against the wall, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. 7.5 in the books. Milwaukee 3. Baltimore 1. Now that rain delay is over, wind's blowing out to center at 5. So Caldwell will start the 8th. Dower, Singleton, and Murray. Rich is 0 for 3. Right smack in the middle of the big red machine, and I get the year they didn't reach the playoffs. So 77 or 78. Pitch to Dower is a liner into right field. That's going to drop for a hit. So Singleton, the tying run. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. 74. Okay, it was Garvey. How much younger is your wife? And there's a ground ball to first. Ogilvy takes it to the bag himself for the out. Dower moves to second. And there's 1 out for Murray, who's 1 for 3. So Murray, the tying run. It'll be Heisel, Cooper, and Lascano in the 9th for Milwaukee. Murray, base hit, left side. He'll hold it first. Dower will bluff and hold. Just 6 years. She's 6 years old? My goodness. So that'll do it. Here comes McClure. Bob McClure making his 19th appearance. He has lost his only 4 decisions. He's made 3 saves. This is a save situation for him. 3.14 ERA, his 19th appearance. Against Baltimore, he's pitched twice, 2 1/3 innings and 4 strikeouts. His last appearance was July 30th against the Blue Jays. 2/3 of an inning, he walked 1 and struck out 1. So in 28 2/3 innings, 17 hits, 11 runs, 10 earned. He's not allowed 2 home runs. He's walked 13 and struck out 19. He throws it hard, a fastball at 95. And does not favor the ground or the fly ball. 6 years isn't too bad. That's not. I have a sister born in 1980. Dower on 3rd, Murray on 1st. Lorenzo, does your dad listen? Yeah, the ball and the glove logo was awesome, wasn't it? And that's true. At our age, it doesn't matter. My wife is a year and a half younger than I am. Lee May is 0 for 3. In the left. High sell going back. Gone. And the Orioles go up 4-3. Oh, I'm sorry, Lorenzo. Your father-in-law. And so just like that, Lee May gives the Orioles the lead. Here it is again. The Brewers' bullpen is definitely their Achilles heel. And Heisel gave chase, and that'll do. So that's his 19th of the year, and it's 4-3 Baltimore. I meant to say, Lorenzo, does your father-in-law listen? Or would he be interested? The Sensei's 1 for 3. Which suspicious comment was that? 1 for 3 with a run scored. Oh, nice. He's active, and we still go to the Friday high school football games and casinos, and he walks a lot. That's great. And has a few circle of friends. Oh, come on. Mike Caldwell just set fire to the clubhouse in anger. They're going to blame Earl for it anyway. So, Lorenzo, is there a game that he would like? Pitch to DeCinces is a liner up the middle, a base hit. So DeCinces on, and McClure still doesn't have an ERA in this game. He hasn't retired anybody. Did they burn this stadium? There was a plane that crashed into Memorial. Andres Mora's 1 for 3. Ground ball to Bando. Across the way to Ogilvy. I don't think that... No, they didn't get him. Mora beat it out. And the Brewers have set themselves on fire in this one. 1 out for Lopez, who's 1 for 3 with a strikeout. It was a stadium that had the no fans game, but that was Camden Yards. It wasn't Memorial. He's a Raider fan and a Laker fan. Well, I do other sports. I mean, if there's a game you'd like me to do for him, I would be happy to do so. Pitch to Lopez is in the left center. Thomas is there. DeCinces goes back. He will tag. The throw to third, not in time, and Mora moves up 90. So DeCinces on third, Mora on second. McClure finally has made it out. Okay, you let me know. Dempsey 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI. 4-3 Baltimore. Heisel, Cooper, and Lescano due up in the 9th. Todd B. is waiting for me to broadcast the World Series of Poker with my buddy, George Hendrick. Pitch to Dempsey. Ball 4. He had singled and sack flied, and the bases are loaded. And that'll bring up Belanger with a walk. 0 for 3. There you go. See, now I can pick on that commenter. So DeCinces on third, Mora on second, and Dempsey on first. Lorenzo knows many Chiefs fans. Different. It's not that tribe. And they can be insufferable. And Hendrick, of course, always knew when to fold them. Pitch to McClure and Moore are going to try to get on the same page. The pitch to Belanger is into left center. Thomas is there. The Orioles have left them loaded, but they get 3 runs on 5 hits, including the 3-run shot by Lee May. And no errors. We go to the 9th, 4-3 Baltimore. There's a reason why they call that state misery. Ba-doom boom. So Palmer is going to try to go the complete game. Heisel is 0 for 3. Palmer's pitch to third. DeCinces across the way to Murray, 1 out. Brings up Cecil Cooper, who's 0 for 3. Palmer, no win now. Looking for his 12th win of the year. Ha! You got me on that one. Don't you badoo me, you father. You liked that one. You groaned, but you liked it. Hey, I'm here at noon Eastern all the week. Please try the veal. Pitch to Cooper is a ground ball to Murray. Underhands it to Palmer, and there's 2 out. And so just like the Red Sox of my youth, the Brewers have appeared to have cinched victory, or cinched defeat from the claws of victory. Sisto Lezcano hit a solo shot in the 5th. He is 1 for 3. That was his 12th home run of the year. The Brewers need some cough medicine. He has scored and struck out. If Palmer greased the skids, would I have a... Considering I talked about his jockey shorts ads, I don't need to... thanks. Thanks, Todd. Pitch to Lezcano is right back to Palmer, and the ball game's over. So the Orioles are going to win this one 4-3. So 4 runs, 10 hits, and an error for Baltimore. 3 runs, 5 hits, and an error for Milwaukee. Mike Caldwell, to add insult to injury, has 3 runs attached to him. He went 7 1/3 innings and no decision. 7 hits, 2 walks, and a strikeout. If it wasn't for the rain delay, he would have gone the distance. Being mean to me again. Jim Palmer did go the distance. 9 innings. Expected pitch count is what EPC means, and the number on the left is what the game told me he should have gone, and the number in parentheses is what his actual number was. You don't know that going in, so there's a little bit of a hidden variable there. Yep, it is cool. 9 innings for Palmer, 5 hits, 3 runs all earned, a homer, which did not hurt, and he struck out 3. The Orioles go to 60-45. Milwaukee 59-44. McClure was full of, baloney is what he was full of. Greased the skids, huh? Thanks, Todd. Are you ready for the rest of the day in baseball? And I will tell you this right out, Lorenzo. The Dodgers are last because they're playing on the coast at night. The Phillies are first, and they beat the Mets 4-1. Randy Lurch goes to 9-5. Jerry Kuzman 7-11. Gary Maddox 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. Cubs beat the Cardinals 5-4. Donnie Moore, his 3rd win of the year. He's 3-0. Mark Littell takes a loss. He's 5-7. Mike Phillips with a triple, 1 for 1 with a walk. Montreal 4, Pittsburgh 2. Dan Schatzeder gets the win. He goes to 4-4. Mike Garman with the save is 10th. Kansas City 11-4 over Cleveland. Dennis Leonard, his 11th or 16th win of the year. Al Cowan 3 for 4 with 3 RBI. Atlanta. Yeah, by last meeting, he doesn't want to hear it, too. Atlanta 3, Cincinnati 2. Scott with the win. He goes to 4-3. Tomlin takes the loss. Preston Hanna with a home run is 2nd. Boston 16. New York 4. 16 in 21 hits. A happy dance for a team that's now 8.5 games out of first place. Andy Hassler gets the win his first. Dick Tidrow takes a loss, 8-6. Kyle Yastrzemski goes 4 for 6 with 4 RBI. Also hits his 12th home run. San Francisco 9, Houston 5. The Count, John Montefusco, gets the win. He goes to 7-8. Tom Dixon takes the loss. So Rafael Landestoi goes 3 for 5. Don Asse gets the win. California 7, Oakland 2. Joe Rudy with his 15th of the year drives in 3. And let's see. And Seattle 4, Minnesota 3. Colburn goes to 3-5. Zahn takes a loss 10-8. And Stein hits his 5th of the year. And so that'll do it. Oh, wait, there's one more score to read. But first, have I told you about the wonders of Vermont maple syrup? When you get up in the morning and want pancakes or waffles or oatmeal, reach for a pint of pure gold Vermont maple syrup. So yummy, so sweet, and so tasty. San Diego 5, Los Angeles 3. Bob Ochinko allows 3 hits over 7 innings and walks 2. Tommy John takes a loss. Maldito, as my grandma used to call the mean neighbor who always had his fly open. He would like some Vermont maple syrup. John D. Akisto gets the save for that. Yes, hey, you didn't ask for a nice thing. So 5-3, the lead nothing changes in the National League West because Atlanta and San Francisco won. It'll crease my skids. Oh, it's a maldito Ronaldo. Did you hear that? All right, so tomorrow being the 3rd of August, we'll play the Red Sox and the Yankees. So that will be at noon Eastern tomorrow. And I got to think, no, when did I pick? Oh, L.A. and San Francisco is a 4-game set. So the Red Sox and the Yankees tomorrow, a short schedule. It'll grease my skids, as Michigan Man says. And so that'll do it. Standings as we say goodnight to you. Philadelphia by a game over Pittsburgh. They flip-flopped. Dodgers hold a 3-game lead over Cincinnati and still have the best record in baseball. San Diego's within 6.5, by the way, because it's the Yankees. The Yankees are a half game ahead of Milwaukee and a half game ahead of Baltimore. And the Red Sox have made a miracle comeback. They were 10.5 down, now they're 8.5. And in the West, Texas by a half game over Kansas City, 2.5 over California, 5 over Minnesota. So right now, Lorenzo, Thursday would be the Dodgers and the Giants. So right now, Thursday would be there, and at the moment, we're going to see them at noon. But if it changes, I will move it to 7 p.m. So it will be Thursday, time to be determined. So Wednesday's game will be, oh, you get a doubleheader. So 11:30 on Wednesday for Pittsburgh and Philadelphia. And that's a big one. That's first place. And Friday's game, well, they play again, at the moment is Minnesota and California. So that's what we got for you. So tomorrow's game is the Red Sox and the Yankees. Wednesday, 11:30 for Pittsburgh, Philadelphia. And Thursday will be the Dodgers and the Giants. Time to be determined. All right. Okay. So the Red Sox coming for you tomorrow. I'm Ron Juckett. As always, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow at noon. Join us then, will ya? Good night.